What up, my little bun buns? Ashley Elizabeth here with AHM Artistry, and today we are doing another versus round. This time it is round one of the brow products. I have Anastasia Beverly Hills DipBrow, and we are going to do it versus the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Brow Mousse. And can I just say, Tarte always has the longest names for their products. Let's just call this the Tarte Brow Mousse from henceforward. And I say round one of this brow series because we are gonna put the winner of this one up against a cheap brow product. I'm looking at a couple I have my eyes on, and whoever fares with this one, we'll see if it can stand up to a more affordable product. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure you hit that little subscribe button and tap that bell so you get notified as soon as I post that. Also, my other 2 to 3 videos I post every week. Enough chitter chatting, let's start comparing. So before we slap these different brow pomades on my eyebrows, let me go over the differences real quick since this is a versus series and we need to compare price point, shade range, So first up is the Anastasia Beverly Hills DipBrow. So this one retails for $18 at most places, and it doesn't come with a brush, it just comes like this. And then if you do want to purchase a brush, it is $18. I mentioned the brush because the Tarte one includes it. So $18 for this and $18 for the brush. But you don't necessarily need a new brush every time you need a new brow pomade, right? So it's nice that Anastasia has them separate. You can just refill your brow pomade if you need to, and you already have your tried and true brush. I've had this Anastasia brush, which is the number 7. I love it because it's little, it's super duper flat. It also has the spoolie right on the end. Now, as far as shade range goes, the Anastasia Beverly Hills shade range is amazing. It's giant versus the Tarte one. I'm seeing 11 shades for this dip brow on Ulta's website. So that is an amazing selection, an amazing shade range for a brow product. And then I have the shade Blonde for this one that we are testing out, so I'll give you side-by-side comparisons of the colors as well. The size of the Anastasia DipBrow is 0.14 ounces of product, and it is a glass container. Don't worry, mine is very well loved, as you can see. Now moving on to Tarte. So I got the Clay Mousse in the shade Ash Blonde, so we can compare those two together. The shade range was not very good on this. I only saw 4 shades, and that was directly on Tarte's website. And I think either Ulta or Sephora only had 3 of the shades. I don't even know if they had, it was either Ash Blonde or Taupe they didn't stock. I don't know why, what the choice of that is, or maybe it was just sold out and for some reason it didn't show up. So as far as price point goes, this one retails for $29, so $11 more than the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. However, it does come with the brush, so technically only $11 more for a brush as opposed to $18. However, you don't need a new brush every time you need a new brow product. That, I don't know, if this is really good, if this is really close to that, maybe you can buy this set first, and then when you need a new shade, you can change over to the dip brow because then you got your brush. This is a much larger brush than the little one I have from Anastasia. It is a wooden brush handle, so it feels a lot lighter than the Anastasia, even though this one's much smaller. So oh, and also this one is almost fluffier and much softer. This has 0.12 ounces of product versus the DipBrow, which has 0.14, so Anastasia has more product in it as well. Same little glass container, but more of a square shape versus the Anastasia one. We will test those out. I will do the Tarte one on this side and the DipBrow on this side. And then just so you know, anytime I do a brow, I'm gonna set it with the Brow Gal's Clear Brow Gel. My brow hairs are pretty crazy and I need to lay them down and keep them tame. So I love this stuff for that because it doesn't flake, get gross, weird, and it lasts all day long. Okay, as you can see, all the rest of my makeup's done. I saved the brows for last, which was very weird to do, and I kept looking at the mirror saying, what's missing? And I'm like, oh yeah, my brows. So I'm gonna start with the DipBrow on this side. This is the girl that I know and love, and I've used her forever, like I already mentioned. So let's just pop these on really quickly. Ooh, I have a few straggler hairs that I need to take care of. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is kind of obviously first impressions for the Tarte Brow Mousse. Kind of working that product, trying to pick up something. The brush is a little bit fluffy. Colors are a little bit different. Walking around today with 2 different color brows. Holy is so big on this. Whoa, it's so soft. Goes on really easy compared to the DipBrow. The DipBrow you do kind of have to work in, but I'm used to it doing it like this. It's almost like a wet powder. By the way, there comes a time when you have to reevaluate your color choice for your eyebrows, and now's about that time. Is it time for me? I'm like a medium brown color. Is it time for me to switch my shade now that I'm purple? I don't know. But anyways, first impressions, I still like the DipBrow better because of mostly the shade. This blonde shade is a little bit deeper than the ash blonde in the Tarte. You can get much more hair-like strokes with the DipBrow. It's almost like a thicker product, you know, it is a pomade. Also, it just looks deeper. As you can see in the video that I pop up right here, there's more of a solid line, you know, I like that really carved out brow, like, goo. Obviously, I fill in my brows quite a bit. Sorry if that's not your cup of tea, but it's what works for me and the way I like it. And then the Tarte side, as you saw when I first felt it and applied it, like I felt like it was having trouble picking up on the brush, but it wasn't. It's just the product. It is a mousse. It's a hard mousse though. It's weird. So the Tarte one, it's softer. It's almost like a wet powder, and it kind of looks that way. It's a softer, like you can see, it almost looks really light right here and then thick, where this one, I can see more hair-like strokes in that one. Like if you see any up close, it's not me, it's the DipBrow. Also, they both claim to be waterproof, but I do not see how the Tarte one will be waterproof. I don't get it, I don't see it. I have it on the back of my hand. This one has been on my hand since an hour ago, and look at this. It's going away. And then this is the DipBrow still after swiping away. And then I was like, I better put a swatch next to it so I can test. So it's gone. I don't see how the Tarte one's gonna be waterproof. I don't see it, but I can confirm to you that the DipBrow from ABH is waterproof. That's why it's in my pro kit, because we don't got time for running eyebrows. If we're gonna pick between 2 brushes, 100% I would pick the number 7 ABH brush, hands down. I like that it's smaller. I'm just used to it. The spoolie is way smaller on this one versus this one. That is just too big and obnoxious. It's too soft for a brow, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think Anastasia DipBrow is the winner, at least for me, at least for my liking. Obviously, everybody's different. Someone I can see the Tarte Brow Mousse working for is if you're somebody that loves your powder, but you want a little more definition without going full DipBrow, then you could use something like this, play with this if they make your shade, that is, because they only have 4 shades. So this is like baby steps. So I would say powder, then Tarte Clay Mousse, and then DipBrow would be your graduation. Okay, so I hope that you guys liked this video. I hope that was informative and gave you another option for brow products. So if you want to see more, don't forget to go down and hit that little subscribe button and tap that bell if you want to be notified. Just give it a little tap and you will get notified more often when I upload. If you don't want to get notified all the time, you can still subscribe. Don't be stingy, you know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have such a wonderful, lovely, great, fantastic, wonderful, awesome, beautiful, wow, I said wonderful twice, day.